Hello and welcome back, disc golf fans, to the 12th annual Chain Hawk Open presented by Dynamic Discs. We are switching venues here for this final round back to Northside Park here in Gainesville, Florida, and we've got some weather we'll be dealing with throughout the entirety of this round. Ace Run Productions once again bringing you this coverage. I am Felix Vega of Ace Run Pro, bringing you the play-by-play as we follow along with this lead card of the FPO division, looking to crown a champion after what was a eventful and interesting moving day. We're back here at Northside where we were for round one. Let's take a look at our lead card. Our current leader, Sarah Hokom, shooting a 6 down with a scorching 5 down on the back nine of round two to open up a 4-stroke advantage heading into this final round. Our 2022 winner of this event, Jessica Weese, coming in at 3 down for her second round. We've seen her all 3 rounds on coverage. Holly Finley maintaining, shooting a 965 rated second round. And joining us on this card, a walking legend, Sandy Gast of Innova. Just a legendary career and an absolute blast to be around. We'll start things off here on hole 1. This par 4 comes in at 582 feet. We've got out of bounds right side creek running throughout the entirety of this hole. Plays as a hyzer shot here. If you can get somewhere just past this creek here, maybe just short of it, opens up your second shot, gives you the hyzer coming into this green here, but you see this trouble on the left hand side, not playing as out of bounds, but can just be a natural OB, as it will usually cost you at least a stroke to get out of there.
Presented by the Dynamic Disc and the Gainesville Chain Hawk. This is your lead card of the female pro division. Let's go.
See our TD Chris Clark in the background there, putting on a fantastic event.
Please welcome Sarah Hokom!
Team MVP's own Sarah Hokom will get things started here on hole 1. As I stated during the intros, just a scorching back half to finish out her round 2. Starting things off here with a clean hyzer.
7 under. Please welcome Jessica Weese!
Jessica Weese was able to close the gap at one point during round 2 and actually took a 1-stroke lead as we closed out the front 9, but then Hokom just stepping on the gas and would not stop. This looks fantastic here for Jessica Weese, right in the middle.
Please welcome Holly Finley!
And Holly has been on coverage all 3 rounds. She has stuck to her game plan, played some smart golf, and just executed shot after shot, playing really well all weekend long. Taking the hyzer route as well around the right side of that middle tree there and putting herself in the middle.
No, he didn't. Please welcome Sandy Gast!
Sandy Gast. We met Sandy a couple years ago at the Throw Pink Women's Team Challenge over in Marion, North Carolina. She's an absolute blast to be around. Taking the wide hyzer as well. Getting a little bit of an early flare to the left.
This concludes your ladies' female pro division.
See, Sandy will be up first here on this left-hand side, breaking out the forehand. Looking for that to finish just wide right of those last sets of trees, and it does just that. Should give her a pretty clean approach, challenging that right side OB. This hanging out over the OB and finishing back over. A little early left, though, for Holly Finley. We'll see what her line is going to look like from there. That needs to push a little bit more, and that's going to be early left as well. He's trying to flex something stable, and that's going to finish out early left. So the bulk of the upshots finding themselves in that left side trouble early. Oh, and Sandy gets caught up, but gets a friendly rollout. And that will open up her putt. Fantastic birdie putt there for Holly Finley. So she had a line to fight through there and gets the putter to find its way to the bottom of the basket there on hole 1, starting off with a birdie. Very well done. And Sarah Hokom, couldn't even see her back there, hiding behind some trees and some shrubbery, but the putter had eyes for the basket, and it finds the bottom there for the birdie. Good strong start there, picking up where she left off during round 2. If you haven't checked out round 2's coverage, oof, it was a tale of two halves. As Hokom didn't play terribly in the front half, just pretty solid. A lot of pars, was able to scramble around and get her shots, but once that back half came around, she really turned it up. Fortunately, a little bit low there for Sandy on her bid. Weese able to knock home the par putt there, and unfortunately that's going to be a bogey for Sandy. So a couple of birdies here on the first hole, a par, bogey, a little bit of everything to start things off on hole 1. Jennifer Smiley was the only other birdie during round 1. Playing tough here in this final round. Speaking of playing tough, this one doesn't do that. It's hole 2. It's a par 3. It's 282 feet. A couple different ways to get there. A subtle hyzer line on the right-hand side. Flip up left side also works with the backhand. Forehand can also get you there. Would expect to see probably 4 backhands taking the hyzer line at this one. One that we saw Jessica Weese absolutely park her first time. And Sarah immediately makes a liar out of me as she is taking the flexing forehand line at it. And that's going to fight back a little further right than she would have liked. Holly Finley looking to line up that backhand. That looks early left, not the intended line she was going for. Gets a relatively friendly kick there, and she should be able to get up and down. She put on an upshot clinic during round 2. It felt like every upshot she was throwing was inside the bullseye. And speaking of inside the bullseye, that looks fantastic there for Jessica Weese, who basically pinned this during round 1. She's going to be a little bit further out than she was, but still, fantastic shot. Sandy going to get some late flare on her distance, going to put her just outside the circle there. It's that same purple approach disc for Holly, and that one got away from her. That's a little bit lengthier of a putt than I'm sure she would have liked here on hole 2. Hokom outside the circle has this left for a birdie. Oh my goodness, less than an inch away from finding the basket for the birdie. Unfortunately, she will have to settle for the par. Oh, and that one just right side for Sandy. Good bid there from outside the circle. Weese with about 15 feet or so. And she puts it home for the birdie. Shout out to Pam Renicky, who also got the birdie on this hole. Friends with Sandy. And Irina Shakova as well, carding the birdie. as Holly makes good for her par putt. Sandy here will do the same, and Hokom will lose a stroke here to Jessica Weese after gaining one on hole 1 to start things off. Back to a 4-stroke advantage. Plenty of golf to go here. Keeping an eye on the weather, as there are some clouds and some rain predicted to be moving in at some point during this final round.
Quit being stuck in the past. Check out the new and improved website at infinitediscs.com.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Here's your friendly reminder to like and subscribe. We've got plenty more action coming your way in the 2024 season. We're back here on hole 3, par 3, 310 feet. This basket at the end here is going to be tucked away. You see the alternate position straight by these double trees here. Basket we're playing to moves to the right-hand side. Subtle turnovers, forehands, even straight shots here will give you a look. But trying to get into the actual green here, it's a bit of a plinko effect at the end of this one. A little bit of poke and pray. Jessica Weese first to act after the birdie on hole 2 is going forehand right towards it. This is finishing nicely and looks like that is skipped into the green. We'll see if she'll have a clean putt for her birdie look. Hokom trying to follow a similar line. Needs this to keep holding that turn. It's going to cut in a little early and get a kick back out. She may be obstructed. Maybe has a bit of an Anheuser putt look at it. We'll see when we get closer there. Holly looking for the flip and turn. Getting the flip, not so much the turn though. And that's going to fade back out towards the left-hand side. She may or may not be in position there to still get the look for the birdie. Sandy also looking for the flip and turn. Well, this one just flips and clicks an early tree on the right side and gets a kick to the left. She breaks out the forehand approach game here and hits a late tree, but again a friendly rollout that may give her the window she's looking for the putt. You can see it there. Hokom right side gets a floaty bid there, just checks up into the bullseye. She'll be dropping in a par from there. Holly from a knee. She's got a low ceiling, but she's also got a high floor to deal with. So a little bit of a boxy window situation there. She manages to get that one to the green. We've got a turbo alert early. Oh, man. That was fun to watch. I would have liked to have seen if it didn't hit those branches there, if it would have dropped in. This is Weese for birdie. And she gets it to go. 2 birdies in a row for Jessica Weese here, and she's going to trim that lead down to 3 through 3 holes. Sandy Gast knocking in her bogey putt. We saw Weese and Hokom round 2 just go back and forth for the majority of the round. At one point, it seemed like as soon as one took the lead, the other one would then tie it or gain it back, up until the late stages of the back half, where Sarah Hokom seemed to take control. But Weese played this course very well during round 1, as did Sarah Hokom, so I would expect both of these ladies to be battling it out here as we continue to move on in this final round. We move on to hole 4, par 3, 403 feet. Mandatory on the right-hand side. That yellow marker on that tree there denotes that. There is out of bounds water here on the left-hand side. You want to try and avoid that. And then there's going to be out of bounds on the right-hand side. This little pinched area here is really the trouble you need to avoid. You can get your drive past those here. You give yourself a long look at the birdie putt. Big turnover, flexing shots work well here. Forehands, position plays also can get you a look. Weese up first. She was able to get a big turnover to hold last time on this hole with her Valkyrie. This time it's looking a little bit higher. Not going to quite penetrate as much to the right, but that looks like she is safe on the left-hand side. Hokom looking for the forehand line here. And that's just a position hyzer there, so she's looking to play this for 3. That looks to be well executed by her. A little bit of strategy starting to come into play here. A 3-stroke lead. Still early on. We're only on hole 4. And you're starting to see some raindrops trickle down here in front of us. Holly again trying to get a flip and turn, but again that disc is going to fade out early left. That's going to open up a longer look for her approach. And Sandy also getting that left-hand finish as the raindrops start to intensify. And unfortunately that gets the kick into that pond there. So she is OB. Throwing 3 here, and that's a fantastic approach through the raindrops. The umbrella's coming out here. Let's see how this is going to affect these ladies here. Grip starts to become an issue. Footing can definitely start to become an issue. That one got away from Holly a bit there, but it looks like it may have gotten a friendly redirect back towards the pin. And Hokom, beautifully done, putting that inside of 20 feet. Sonic approach done to perfection. How many times has Jessica Weese put that Sonic inside the bullseye? Oh, Sandy just a bit left on her bid there. And continuing to come down here. This is Hokom for her par, and she knocks it on home. Well done there. Let's see, hole 4. Played relatively close to par. No birdies on the day on hole 4, not surprising. Couple of double bogeys and a bogey though. No birdies, lots of pars, so playing above par. It's a tough one to get here, and with the weather moving in, it only makes it that much harder to play. We move on to hole 5, another difficult par 3, this one 342 feet. There's a bit of a flexing straight shot here that is the preferred route. There's a wider hyzer line here that can set you up to kind of cut this hole into 2/3, and then your final third being a short approach. But to get a disc, you need to get a birdie, you need a disc to flip up straight here, up this gap, hold right side, and then get a late finish here subtly towards this green, which is very well guarded and protected by some late trees. Jessica Weese first on the box. Getting that flip, but that's moving right side a touch too much to the right side. Almost the line you need there. Hokom going wide right with the turnover line, but a little high, and that's going to get knocked down.
Over 2 on this one.
Puts her in the middle of the fairway, though. She's going to have a couple different options to be able to execute an upshot from there. Holly go with that yellow disc once more, but this one looks turned over too much where it didn't flip the last couple times. Maybe she put a little more extra juice on it, and that time it turned.
They can put a hole over there. It's a nice looking line.
There's a nice line over there. Sandy following a similar line to what Holly did, get some skip, and unfortunately that right side skip put her into the OB on the right. There is a ditch over there that is marked off as out of bounds. Hokom threads the needle, almost gets all the way through. Let's see what she'll have left, as Weese also inside the circle, but with a couple of trees to deal with there. And there's that out of bounds marker. You see that string line running to the right of Sandy is where the OB is, and you can see she was about 6-7 feet OB. We're back here on this course where this roadway, it's very busy behind a couple of these holes here, and can definitely be an extra bit of a factor, as this noisy roadway can really mess with your focus and concentration. as you're playing through numerous holes back here, and Holly nearly dunks it in. Going up over the top there. Jessica Weese with an Anheuser bid. Just falls short left there. Sarah, the gap to the tree she's looking at here. And squeezes it on the left side, dropping it in for the par. Nice scramble par there for Sarah Hokom, using a variety of shots to get the 3. Sandy is going to trickle right side.
On film, can you cut it off when you get to me?
Bogey there for Jessica as the back and forth continues between her and Sarah Hokom. She once again makes it a 4-stroke advantage here in this final round. A nice par there for Holly Finley. All right, 4 strokes so far through 5 holes. Quite a bit of back and forth here. Welcome back. We continue with this difficult stretch of holes here. Holes 4, 5, and 6. Hole 6, par 3, 391 feet straight ahead of you. Elevated basket on a pedestal with a layered tiered green. Looks beautiful. Not much danger surrounding it. Really just wide open. Get your shot out as far as you can. Try to give yourself a look for the 2 or get up and down for the 3. This hole only saw 1 birdie during round 1, and that was Deanne Carey with a phenomenal roller to get that 2. Let's see if anybody can get it here in round 3. Sarah Hokom up first. That one looks overturned, and that's going to drift left. But like we said, this is a relatively wide open hole, so any shot that just gets you out there will give you a look at getting up and down for the par. This one getting back over to the middle of the fairway. Beautiful drive there for Holly Finley. Weese going around the left side with the turnover. I think that's her Echo Destroyer there. Didn't quite give it the height that it needed in order to finish back over. Sandy putting this one right up the gut straight. A little bit of finish. That's fantastic there. She'll have a wide open look at her target for her second shot. A little heavy on the hyzer here for Weese, and that's maybe going to be a little further than you would like for an elevated basket. You want to try and put that one as close as you can. Try to mitigate having to putt uphill from further distances. Sandy with a short little forehand approach puts it right up to the second tier or first tier of that platform there. And Holly, a little bit of a half go, half layup. It's always so much fun to have Holly on the card. Weese here, about 20 feet. Knocks it home. Good putt there for Jessica Weese, saving the par. Hokom looking to do the same, and she will. So the chess match continues between these 2 ladies. Both ladies 1 down through the round so far, as Hokom came in with a 4-stroke lead, opened it to 5 strokes at one point, and then was cut back down to 4 once again. Sandy enjoying a good par here on hole 6, and Holly knocking it home for her par as well. 3 holes left on the front 9. 4-stroke advantage for Sarah Hokom. Looks like the weather may be subsiding. round 3, we saw no birdies on hole 6. Hole 7, a little bit more gettable. Par 3, 277 feet. Couple different alleyways you can take to get your disc to this basket here. Up the gut, right side, even left side, flex forehands, flex backhands, flip ups, straight mid ranges. Lots of different variety of shots that can get you the look at the 2. One that you definitely want to get here as you're looking to close out the stretch here in the front 9. Sarah Hokom up first, looking to line up this forehand. She's going up the straight route here. A little bit of finish to the right, maybe a little further right than she would like. Looks like she's going to be maybe circle's edge or so. Holly Finley lining up the mid-range. Looks like a Mako on the way. This looks fantastic. Beautiful line there. We'll see if she's got the look for the birdie. We saw Weese go wide forehand during round 1. She's doing the same here. Looking for some flair and finish. And she is well inside the circle, it looks like. Near that CTP marker. Sandy taking the right side hyzer line. Gets a little friendly redirect, and it looks like that's going to put her at about circle's edge. A little bit further out, probably about 45 or so. Giving it a jumper bend, a little bit low there for Sandy, so she'll be settling for the par here on hole 7. Sarah Hokom here. Oh, that one looked like it just came out awkwardly out of her hand there. Start to wonder if maybe that's some of the grip issues with the moisture that was in the air. Still a little bit of raindrops coming down. You can see some umbrellas in the background there. Holly, unfortunately, was blocked off from a clean putt, so she has to lay up. And now Weese bounces it in for the birdie. And that is going to trim the lead to 3 strokes once more. Sandy with the par there, and Sarah will have to settle for the par as well. So things starting to tighten up here as we're getting close to the end of the front half. A couple holes left on this front 9, but we've got a 3-stroke lead now for Sarah Hokom. Hole 8 ramps up the difficulty factor once again. This par 3, 428 feet. Placement shots really going to wind up somewhere around here, whether it be backhand or forehand. That opens up your approach into this green here, navigating that low ceiling from that last tree, and try not to go long out of bounds. Concrete there behind it does play as OB. Not really one that anyone is trying to get the 2 on. Weese flipping up the forehand and getting a kick to the right. We'll see what her line is going to look like from that side there. Hokom lining up the forehand as well, getting a little bit of flex on this one. Just needs to beat that tree. This looks outstanding. You couldn't place it much better than that. Sarah Hokom mastering that beautiful turnover forehand line there. And Holly dicing the fairway on the right side with that hyzer. Sandy's tracking that tree the entire way, and she squares it, unfortunately. It's going to obstruct her. She's got a couple different routes she could take, going the wide right route. Sometimes words are hard. And that ends up way further right than she would have liked. Weese here dealing with a tree, some palm fronds, some weird footing, some raindrops. Looks like she's opting for the forehand. That sounded like it hurt. And unfortunately, that's going to roll back out to the right. As the moisture continues to fall from the sky. Holly with the approach shot. Well done there.
Nice shot.
Weese putting it inside the circle. That one gets away from Sarah, and that's going to leave her with a tricky putt. And Sandy, beautifully done there, putting herself inside the bullseye. Sarah having to putt in between these two trees, and is going to kick off the top of the basket. That gives Weese the opportunity to not lose a stroke here, and she knocks home her bogey putt. Hokom will do the same. So a little bit of a missed opportunity there from Sarah to extend that lead once more to 4 strokes. Holly played that hole beautifully for the par. The only par on this lead group. A little surprising here on hole 8. What was not surprising is that we did not see any birdies. A lot of bogeys on this hole. So par. Definitely getting strokes on, folks. Welcome back here as we have our final hole of the front 9. This par 3, 402 feet, continues this gauntlet of difficult holes to close out this front half of this course. You have to navigate through that first set of trees there. This is your most open section here. The right side of the drone is flying, and then the end of this hole here is very heavily guarded by just a plethora of trees. Very difficult green to access from either side. Left side seems to maybe be the more favorable line to take for your approach shot here. Holly Finley up first after taking the lone par on hole 8. Oh, it gets a late kick there. Puts her on that left side though. We'll see what options she'll be looking at. Weese. Oh, look at this line. Beautiful late flipping forehand up the left side. That was so pretty. Hokom looking to take the more flex line from the left side. As you can see, the water coming off of those branches at that disc hit that last branch there and gets knocked straight down. Sandy getting a move on this one, floating it down the right side. Gets a late tree kick. Would have liked to have seen that one finish its full flight. Looks like she'll be taking the right side here. Looking to finish back over. And that's going to put her just outside the circle there. Holly, one down so far through this front 9. Throwing that same approach disc that she's been throwing all weekend, really all year. Putting it inside the circle. Sarah opting for that left side. Oh, and she's gone into those bushes there. We'll see if that's going to affect. She's got a low to high putt, so I'll be interested to see if she can straddle out to still give her that look as Weese tries to float one in. Weese making a move, cutting it down to 3, and Sandy with a nice putt to close out her front 9. Beautifully done there. Oh, Sarah going for the turbo here, so yeah, not able to execute her normal putts. And that's going to be low, and she's going to take a bogey here. Nice putt there for Holly to secure her par to close out a clean front nine. 1 down so far through the round. 3 down overall. This is Weese here for par and a chance to cut this lead even more, and she's going to do so. Keeping her at 8 down, but Sarah's going to tap in here to go to 10 down, so we've got just a 2-stroke separation between the top 2 ladies on this card. Things are getting interesting here. Let's go ahead and check out the full leaderboard here. Really just a 2-horse race right now between Sarah Hokom and Jessica Weese. What was once as big as a 5-stroke lead has been trimmed down to 2 as Jessica Weese charging to close out this front 9. We appreciate you guys checking out all the action. Please check us out on all of our socials at Ace Run Pro. We've got 9 more holes coming your way from this 12th annual Chainhawk Open. Things are heating up. You want to come on back and see how this one closes out. I got a feeling it's going to be a tight race coming down the stretch. Big thank you to our Patreon community. Check us out at patreon.com/AceRunPro. We appreciate all the support. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you for the final 9 holes of the 12th annual Chainhawk Open.